Discord. I literally just opened up Drive, you bitch. Is it better? You haven't tried it yet. Why freaking out again? The fuck? Freaking out again. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into another little live stream. I'm joined by Mr. Hazed.
Yo.
Today, gonna do a regular scheduled programming. We'll review some trades, things that we saw on NQ today, maybe ES. I'm not sure. I don't trade ES. Maybe Shane can go over some ES if you were looking at the charts this morning. And then I was like wondering, I'm like, why is this chart all messed up? It's the 1 minute. Okay, and then we'll go over some crypto setups, crypto charts that we have outlined in the past from the previous week, and some things that we outlined yesterday. We'll also take a look at the higher time frame and see where we are. So let's start off. Let's actually start off by. So we'll do the trade review first, and then we'll start the breakdown of that higher time frame. This morning, inside our Discord, we outlined the fact that we were rejecting this 22,913.75. That is a level from projection that we had all the way out here on the daily. All right, we took this little manipulation leg, projected levels to the upside. 1618, we outlined that 22,913.75, 23,337.25. That's negative 2125. We also got 23,650.50. That's the 2.5. And we got this one as well. So just kind of waiting to see if those levels are going to get hit to the upside. I'm sure they will be in the all-time highs. But as always, I like to have some levels. I like to trade to something. Never trading a trade or taking a trade without anything up to the top. Sometimes I've found myself struggling at all-time highs. So outlining those projections helps you a lot, especially if you like to have something to go to the top, right? And we can look at that. That's what I was going to do on US 100 as well. Let's take a gander here. Let me open this chat up. If you guys are new, make sure you give it a like, give it a little share. So ES 100 actually still hasn't hit that. Or US 100. Why did I say ES 100? And it is not letting me put... What the hell is going on? It's not letting me project this level up here. That's something. Oh, there we go. No, there we go. So US 100 still got some room to the top. 22,806.30. 806.30. 6322. 1. It's a 63. Some music, yeah. So this higher time frame, right? We still got this level right here. Maybe once the US 100 hits this, we can see a nice rejection to the downside, at least a retracing to the range. Right now, this is new quarterly open, new monthly open. We'll take a look at those charts here in a second. But let's take a look at. Let's let's take a look here on our higher time frames and our lower time frames for that trade that we took today. So initially, we had this little manipulation, right? Rejection right there. Not necessarily any displacement, but you could see that we displaced this fair value gap. So we made this an inverse fair value gap. Kept on holding it right here. Right, this is on our higher time frame. We saw some sellers come in as well. So sellers are stepping in. This is the crack indicator. Make sure you guys go check them out. That's CRAK_trading. If I am not mistaken. Yeah, CRAK_trading. Make sure you guys go check them out. Give them some love. Great indicators. Great little things he provides for us. So 15-minute, right? The inversion version of the 15-min. Downside. And then over here, we have this fair value gap right there. Right, you can see how the bodies kept on respecting it. So retrace a little bit, hit this. Then we were about to close this fair value gap, but we retraced into it. No bodies closed, so we took some shorts over here, took them off right there at this bottom. Obviously, they went a little bit more, but that's all right with us. Right, so retraced almost into OTE of this range, unless we were just looking at the OTE of the other range. But right here on the hourly, you can also see how we hit almost pretty close to this OB right there. And that gave us a nice retracement to the downside, hit this fair value gap, retested the 22,780.75 breakout level. That was our previous top, or previous daily level that we wanted to see above. We saw above that, we retested it. Believe this is the 50% over here as well. Pretty close to 50%. 50%, and then nice little rise to the top. You can see it over here, right? We swept liquidity. Saw some buyers stepping in. This crack indicator again showing us. And then we saw this huge run into that end of day. Over here, this was the only nice setup that we saw. That's on the 15-minute. On the 5-minute, there wasn't really anything you could have taken unless, you know, unless you were just looking off of this volume imbalance, right? You could have taken this. You could have taken the sweep of this liquidity and the inversion of this, at least up to the top right here, and then reverse your order down to that downside. It was a fast little 5-minute candle. This range was pretty crazy. 236. That was about it. That was today. Still looking. Obviously, continued upside. I don't know, this thing's fucking bugging out. But yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow is the first day of the month. We got Powell speaking at 7:30 in the morning. Then we have ISM PMI, so just kind of watch out. 7:30 Mountain Time, so 9:30 Eastern and 10 Eastern. We have data, right? So right at market open and 30 minutes into market open, just be cautious of those times of what we have going on there. Let me outline this. So 15-minute, 15-min. Sure, actually, let's outline this. Was this OTE of this range too? Pretty close. We were in discount, so volume balance on the 15 discount. This fair value gap, so retracing to the 50 here, and then to the downside as the bodies never closed above. So since we didn't have any body closes above it, right, they gave us nice confirmation that we were going to go just for some downside. It's pretty solid. If we had a displacement through this, right, then we could have looked for all of this upside. But considering that we still had some downside to take out on this overnight run, we cleared all of this LRLR. Then I've swept some liquidity and then swept all of this LRLR. A little S&D day almost. Does that make sense to our body? What is that on the 15-minute? That was pretty much it in 15-minute. 15-minute was good day. tomorrow. What can we see tomorrow? Maybe a sweep of this previous day high and then see what they want to do from there. Right, we got short week, so expect some fuckery considering it is also NFP. So non-farm payroll typically gives us some manipulation, or at least that's what they say. So non-farm payroll is typically the manipulation on the monthly candle. So let's see what they want to do here. Monday. So let's take a look at this higher time frame analysis over here. What do we have? We had this animal that obviously got invalidated, right? Since we traded through point C, we're initially playing a rejection over here on the weekly. And this weekly, right? This weekly is just opening up. We are kind of flat. We have this flat weekly. If they come back below this previous weekly open, obviously most likely see some downside, maybe retrace a little bit into the range, but it's all up to those levels. So we want to see either a continuation above, or if we displace back below those all-time highs, then obviously look for your internal range liquidity, something to hold, something to trade out off of for some more longs. But for right now, it is looking like we want to come up and test some of these manipulation liquidities. I see monthly, right? Monthly is just now opening up. We made this inverse fair value gap on the monthly. Now we have this fair value gap right here as well. Just gonna see what they do from here. Probably get rid of those. What else we got here? And then this is the opening of the new 3-month candle as well. Nice little order block on the 3-month. So maybe a retest of that order block, similar way that we did this here, right? We retested this little order block, tapped it to a T right there, lined up with a 0.5. This was the go candle. So maybe a similar thing that they want to do doesn't have to happen this month. It might be next month, might be the month after that. Right, we got 3 months in this quarter. So whatever they want to do here, this first month is just now opening up. So if they retrace, maybe tap into this fair value gap on the monthly and tap into this order block right there as well. And that would give us a nice little continuation up so that we can keep on kind of pushing up higher and higher and higher. And that is similar to NQ. If we pull that up. Right, 3-month, this got invalidated. So want to see if they come back down to this like 121. Maybe possibly retest it. If not, obviously we're fine with a continuation up higher, but know that this daily and this monthly has opened up pretty blunt right now so far. Just as a heads up. But it seems like they've always come back and retested these, right? So you can see on the monthly retested this sort of blocks. Maybe they come back down over here, retest this, continue up, retested this right there, trade through that, continuation up. So a lot of good stuff. And then obviously we're through this. So let's see how they want to play it out. Get rid of some of these levels. So that right there. That is what we have here. That's NQ. Yeah, just play as it comes to you. Here. Let's take a looky. Close without saving. Let's take a look at some of our cryptos. So first of all, we can get rid of everything. Let's take a look at ETH. Unlike our monthly. Right, so far we got a nice continuation on this animal. Right here. Where is... I think I drew it on the other one. But anyways, right, we had one to see a sweep of this liquidity and then a kind of a continuation from there. That's kind of what we got so far. Pretty solid. We need above this level, this 20... Is it? Yeah, this 2750. So we need above that. That's kind of been, seems like that's been a little area of resistance. Previously, we are inside. Did we reject the 50%? Yeah, 50% of that. So pretty much close to this 2750, about 50% of this monthly fair value gap. Want to see a continuation out of that and through it. Nothing says that we can't come down, sweep the bottom of this monthly, and then go from there. We don't want to see that, right? We just kind of want to see a continuation up. This weekly is looking nicely, considering that we've had a nice manipulation to the downside. So see if we want to continue up and out of it for Ethereum. So 50%, pretty close to 50% of that fair value gap. Monthly, 3-month. 3-month is looking decent, right? We rejected the 50% of this candle. That could be counted as an order block. We're pretty close to 50%. Right now, what we don't want to see is a continuation to the downside from here. Want to see maybe a small little manipulation. Nothing too big. We don't want to see basically below. We don't want to get below 2,000 again. Ever again on ETH. I want to see a nice little continuation out of it. They can for sure, keep this quarterly inside, make another quarterly candle that reaches up to about 3,300, and then dump it, giving us a nice falling 3 on that. Just speculation, right? Doesn't have to happen. Well, let's take a look at all of these other names on those 3 months. Probably ARC, USDB, ARC, AXL. I don't think we are on this one. This one is just keeping it on the watch. Some of these dailies, not in flavor of. Just how they have closed up. With a little wick to the upside. Or how they've taken out pretty much the low of the day. Displacement to the upside through that high. LPT, got a nice little animal right here on the weekly. So looking for that to play out potentially. Want to see above the 50% of this. So this previous weekly candle. Want to see it stay above the 50% of it in order for us to continue to the upside. Right, 3-month. This one actually doesn't look too bad. This almost does look like a... What is this? An inverse hammer? Yeah, inverted hammer. If you're playing chart patterns, right, we have some LRLR right there. So maybe LPT does see a nice little pop from here. Monthly. Would also love to see that. And this animal play out on the weekly. SEI keeps on fucking ripping. Look, consolidation on the daily. But as long as we are holding, so we're above the 200, right? We kind of cleared this liquidity, but we want to see above it for a continuation to the upside. So that it is nice and certain for us. This weekly is looking nicely. It's looking way better. Right, we retraced a little bit to the downside, a little bit to the upside as well. We want to see a continuation out of it. This monthly is opening up nicely. And 3-month as well. Maybe 3-month wants to tap this and keep this little inside quarterly. And then that will see a little continuation to the downside. Yuma. Bonk. Bonk, I would love to see to the upside, right? We retested this fair value gap right here. This little OB right there as well. Weekly, nice manipulation to the downside. So if they want to get back above this level right here, right above this previous candle's close, that will give us some better conviction that we are going to the upside. Monthly on Bonk looks like a rising 3. That's good. Or yeah, that is monthly. Potential rising. So rising 3 set up on Bonk on the monthly, the 3 month. Also similar thing that we just saw on SEI, right? Put in this little hammer candle to the upside. So I want to see if we continue up from that. Anchor. Kind of grinding in this fair value gap. Want to see it displace through this and hold above it. Probably above this level right here that we kept on rejecting, this 1442. And that will give us a solid continuation. Anchor. I don't think I have it. No, it did not. Let's see what else we got here on Ape. Ape daily, right? We want to see continue to hold this fair value gap. We don't want to see below all of these wicks. Possible for us to come down, test that, right? That will give us some manipulation on the monthly candle to the downside. Possibly we're going to retest some of the 50% of these. But we also don't want to get too low on some of them, as we are looking for the upside. Reject that 50% on the monthly. See what the 3 month is looking like. 3 month, put in a nice bottoming candle, right? So maybe like set this quarterly, they can keep it inside of this previous quarter, or not the previous quarter, the quarter before last quarter, and keep it inside of it, and then that one will give us a nice manipulation to the downside. Given that falling 3 method, I just want to see how these play out. Dot ENS FET. Let's take a look at our faves. FET, also nice manipulation on the weekly to the downside. Monthly is just now opening up. We retested this order block on the monthly. Kind of had a nice wick. Maybe they come back down over here into the 50% of this monthly wick, and then continue that grind to the upside on this 3 month as well. Fill. Right. For a lot of these, you can look for this range OTE for them to possibly retrace into it, into those lower fair value gaps, and then kind of go from there. But on most names, we just want to see it hold 50% of that previous weekly range if we were looking for that upside. I'm not liking the way this monthly is looking. That kind of looks disgusting on fill. Almost looks like it wants one more little sweeperoonie of these lows before it continues to the upside. But that's just me. IMX, retested link, Linky Poo. Weekly testing this right there. Monthly is opening up to the downside. Today is the first day of that monthly candle. 3 month is looking good. Love to see a continuation to the upside from it. What else we got? Marriott, Popcat. Right, we want to make sure it holds that fair value gap the way that we swept that previous day low. Maybe they'll sweep this one, then rip it through there. Previous day low to previous day high kind of thing. see how they want to do these. Got Theta Vet. Yeah, would love to see some nice movement on these weekly candles. Maybe at least a sweep of previous week high would be good. But this first day of the month, still we at least want to see maybe this week play out, see how it goes on this week, and then come back and reassess next week. As that will probably give us a little bit of a better perspective on where price wants to go. We used to have a nice little cock and ball setup right there. It's when we first started trading. We traded all sorts of setups. You can see November 25th had a nice bottoming formation right here and continue to the upside. So maybe we'll see something similar right here. Kind of little right there.
Can you keep XLM 4 hour?
Excellent 4 hour, yeah.
Mr. Cock and Balls.
Cock and balls. XLM, there's our weekly, daily. Mm-mm-mm-mm. 12 hour, 4 hour. Are you looking at a Rising 3?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it had that nice CISD, like that 4 hour OB that it created, and that top just seems like a little blunt.
Mm-hmm. XLM.
It's tough on these new opens.
Yeah.
Definitely want to wait and see. Even with stocks, like I started going through and doing like the higher time frame analysis, but like I really need this week to open up and play out.
Yeah, definitely want to see how this week plays out. Like XRP, I think you mentioned.
It's kind of like how we say on our Sunday streams that we're always gonna let Monday like show the way. This first week of the monthly open is kind of like Monday.
Yeah. Damn, they came so close to my fill on XRP. Sons of bitches. It's right here.
Yeah, that 4 hour today was so nice.
Yeah, all of this.
I posted right before that pop.
That's pretty much my entry right there. That 21751, 217. Literally like pretty much on those sweeps. Caught above that 200, saw a nice pop. But you see how they've done these pops before. It's just like, sorry, they need to keep this going. Sweep these fucking tops. That would be the best case.
Needs follow through.
Come on, XRP. Surrender. We outlined yesterday. CRO, Jasmy, KSM, Zai, AVAX. Held that fair value gap. AVAX, we want to make sure we are getting above this daily close and above this daily open in order for us to see some continuation. Doji, Shib. Retested this fair value gap, right? Came into depot to EF this range right here. 786,705. So either sweep previous day low and continue up, or continue up from here. That'd be awesome. Same weekly, right? Tap to 50% of the weekly. So let's see if they give us a bounce on that. LTC. Weekly's looking decent with that manipulation to the downside on today's candle. That topping candle is not my favorite. 3 month could still give to the upside. Jupe MNT, I'm still wanting it to launch. Nice manipulation to the downside if we get back above the 50% of that previous weekly. I want to see it clear out some of those. Monthly, quarterly. Quarterly, see, yeah, that's what I'm playing. I'm playing the quarterly Rising 3. Given how they've done it in the past, where they have this 1, 2, up, 1, 1, 2, down. It's the next scan I'm looking for a little bit of upside on it. That's my logic on ONT prom. I think I kept on pounding the table on this one, being like, this consolidation is fucking bullshit. They need to clear all of this out. We finally got a nice slow sweep to the downside. I think we posted this chart. Man, we initially posted this chart way back when. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Well, didn't realize I went 200% on it.
You said okay.
Huh?
You said, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, all right. That's cool. Yeah, this will be, this monthly is nice. I like this monthly, the way it swept all of this shit. It's got these wicks to the upside. I'd love to see it play out this way, where it sweeps all of this stuff. But obviously, can't always get what we want. But we are finally out of this fucking consolidation right here. That was the biggest thing. Like, how many fucking days is this of just bullshit? 103 days of just fuckery. Final manipulation below this little channel, and then now we are above this channel. So want to see a continuation above this 645, and that will be good for me. See when we made that initial post on prom. I initially made that post on June 2nd, asking if we will break out of this consolidation. So one more sweep, and then we got our nice little run to the upside. Let's see. Ooh, let's go on. Yeah, I took it lightly, but you know what? This was a play. IOTA. Yeah, a lot of these dailies I'm not a huge fan of, but how these weeklies are manipulating downside, that's what I like to see. So weekly manipulation to the downside, we just need to see probably this next candle close above these bodies, above this candle at least, for a continuation to the upside. But it's also looking like a little fucking triangle that they're building out right here. You know? So
Yep,
what
it does.
What do they typically break to the upside? Right. That's what we were looking for. Yoda. Yoda would love to see a break to that upside on this. Iota near. Same thing, right? Fart coin. Fart coin above the 200. We took some farts. I did some farting. if you will. We all fart. I think I outlined fart as well. Fart, yeah, we outlined not too long ago. We just placed above that high. So I want to see if they just continue this up. Weekly is looking good. Monthly is pretty decent. Just want to see a nice continuation up from here. Off of that 3 month. 3 month above the yearly open also. This does look good. Our little haze indicator is flashing bullish because all of our time frame continuity is green. So we want to see, or at least on the, yeah, above like on those weekly, monthly, 3 month, that is all looking nice and bullish, except daily, quarterly, weekly, still a little bearish since we are to the downside on that CRX. Mr. Hayes' favorite.
My worst enemy.
Let's see. CAIOZ. Yeah, honestly, you just want to see how they play out some of these weeklies, and that will give us a better perspective. Because I think going into this month, we were looking at a lot at everything, kind of the beginning of those monthlies before we got these bottoms right here. AIOZ, INJ. I don't think I'm in any INGs. No, I'm not. Yeah, ING. Which, I mean, technically you can take this as a consolidation right here, right? Flag consolidation. We don't typically reverse from consolidations. So I want to see break above some of these levels for continuations up, as long as we keep on holding some of these fair value gaps. That is the biggest thing. We need to make sure these bodies are holding 50%. That will give us solid... what am I trying to say? That will give us solid conviction. Right? Some of these actually... Well... the disgusting part is that some of these do look like bear flags. Actually, no, that's like a rising wedge, almost triangle. Yeah, hopefully break out to the upside, but just be cautious. Like I said, these quarterly opens, they can see some manipulation to the downside. So make sure you are just playing these with some caution. Super still looking good for some upside. Maybe a little bit of more retrace to this order block. Tap that. Continue to the upside from there. Whiffy. Still liking whiff.
Yeah, I like whiff a lot.
Uni.
Probably my favorite.
Uni's rejecting this daily fair value gap. It's not best. We are above the 200 though. So that will be solid if they continue this through this fair value gap. That will give us some nice room for the upside. Some nice conviction. Let's see, Maker similar setup. Got that just nasty little daily candles. SUE AVE is grinding in this inverse. And that's about it. That is about all I got. Honestly, unless you have some names that you want to shout out, we can take a
mostly
look
just
at those.
that whiff and XLM are what I'm watching right now.
Yeah,
I do like whiff a lot. And still that AIOZ, but it's not seeing any movement, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, whiff on the quarter looks really good, the sweep of that. So at least previous quarterly high would be pretty good considering how they closed this monthly. Inside month, that's disgusting. A wick on the inside month. I mean a doji. Grody.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, whiff would be solid for some upsides. Retest of this higher time frame, right tap into this fair value gap right there. Almost tap of that 705, hold of the 618 on that big range that we have right there. So I'd love to see a nice continuation on that. AIOZ, wow, AIOZ. Same thing, right? We got this fair value gap right here. Want to see it continue to hold that. And that will give us a nice little pop. Same setup that we had on Link and I believe Vet, or this little trend line. So we need to see a break of that trend line and continuation up from there. But must hold above at least 50% of this on the bodies. Weekly, previous day, previous weekly equal retest. So let's see how they do it. Ooh, monthly. Ooh, this monthly is actually looking like a nice rising 3 as well. Quarterly's looking good too. Not bad. But that'll do it for today.
I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I posted earlier today. I'm gonna start looking through all the stock tickers like I shared yesterday. Trying to find some good monthly setups, things that closed strong last month, or in areas where I think they could reverse. As always, I mostly play upside, but I'll try to find some bearish setups as well if they are obvious. And then I'll be sharing those over the next couple days in Discord. And then maybe some of them will make it to Twitter, but that's my game plan.
Yeah. Make sure you guys are following at Haste Beats. He's posting those setups. Like I said, he's posting a lot of crypto plays as well. Let's get him to 3,000 followers. We'll do a little lifetime membership giveaway for him for the paper traders. We've got 200 to go, or like 186 people. You can get those peeps in there. Let's get them up to 3K. We'll do that giveaway. Get me to 1,000 followers. We'll do another lifetime giveaway. Make sure you guys retweet that post and make sure you guys follow. That is the entry criteria for my little giveaway. Raise, we don't need anything. For these streams, if we get them to 500 concurrent viewers, we'll do a little merch giveaway. We'll give away a nice t-shirt. I'm wearing one right now. T-shirt. We got a hat too. Yeah, I'm all paper tradered out. A little hat. Maybe send you a little mug. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you like, whatever you prefer. Make sure you come check it out. I look fucking goofy with this hat on top of the headphones. But yeah, 500 peeps in this house, and we'll do that giveaway. So make sure you guys are liking, reposting, sharing, whatever you got to do. Invite your mom, invite your dad, invite your mom's boyfriend, whatever she got. Get your dog in here, get your girlfriend in here, get your wife in here if you're married. Whatever you got to do. Let's get it to 500 viewers. We'll do that giveaway. Make sure you guys are staying tuned. We might have some special guests coming in this week. Possibly Wednesday. Yeah. As always, check out www.papertraders.io. That's the best way to stay in tune of what's happening inside of Paper Traders, as well as following at the Paper Traders on Twitter and turning on those post notifications just to stay up to date on what is going on, what we're doing when we're streaming. If you go to that website, you can also see View Past Streams button. Press that. It takes you to a playlist of all the previous streams that we have done. They're all recorded on there. You can check our track records, see how we've done in the past, things that we've called out. Suggest checking out some of those like beginning of the month, especially for the stocks that we have outlined that Mr. Hayes has found for the upside. What else? To trade these per pairs, we are using Blowfin phenomenal software, right? This is what we use. You don't need a VPN. You don't need anything. You can trade in the US freely. No restrictions on that. Low fees. I mean, it's a lovely platform. All I gotta say. Huge shout out to Nathan_Bluffin or Bluffin_Nathan for setting us up with that. You'll get a nice little sign-on bonus if you use code Haste or code Eddie. So make sure you just give them check them out. Fuck Coinbase, fuck Binance, whatever. What other fucking firms do they have? What's that one they tried to reach out that was in chat? Oh, wait, sorry, which one?
Oh, I don't know, but I said fuck Hyperliquid.
Yeah, Hyperliquid. They can fuck themselves too. Yeah, that's about it. Come hang out with us on these next streams. We stream twice during the day. We do one in the morning outlining everything that we see going into the New York session, especially on NQ and some crypto names. And then at night we review our trades and we give you guys a general little rundown outline of what we can see happening. So come hang out, come check it out. As always, thank you guys for watching. June is over. Let's fucking celebrate that. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.